In this video, I'm going to teach you the top 3 mindsets that you can learn to help you build your self-esteem faster. If you deal with depression, then you understand how difficult it is to build your self-esteem. But these top 3 mindsets has not only helped my clients, but it's helped me out as well. And I believe it's going to help you out too. Let's go. Welcome to Depression Talks. My name is Emmanuel, and in this community, we openly talk about mental health. I have bipolar depression, so I promise you, you are not alone. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that way you don't miss any updates. Also, if you like early access to the podcast episodes, one-on-one coaching with me, or an awesome PDF that helps you build your confidence faster, then go to patreon.com/depressiontalks and subscribe today. Not only does it help fund this channel, but it helps you get some awesome goodies that will make you smile. The first and arguably the most important mindset when it comes to building your self-esteem is understanding that it has to come from you first. It has to come from you first. A lot of the times we are relying on something outside of ourselves to help us build our self-esteem. For example, we're looking for compliments from friends. We're looking for encouraging words from family. And when we hear these things from other people, that's when we start to believe, oh, I must be an attractive person because this other person told me, my family told me, my friends told me, this stranger told me. But at the end of the day, and I cannot stress this enough, it has to come from you first. You have to be able to look in the mirror and say to yourself, regardless of what others say or don't say, I am enough. Regardless of what anybody else outside of myself thinks, I am more than enough and I have great self-esteem because I believe it. They don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. I have to believe it. So it has to begin from you first. That mindset kind of ties into the second mindset, which is your opinion matters most. Now, I know when I say that, you're probably thinking to yourself, that sounds very cocky and prideful. I'm not saying that your opinion is the only opinion that matters. I'm saying that your opinion of yourself matters more than the opinions of others. If you believe that you are an attractive person, if you believe you're a fun, loving, giving, and caring person, then why does it matter what Sally or Sam or Billy, I'm not sure why I use those names, why does it matter what they think when you know yourself the most? Who has lived the most in your shoes? You or these other random people? You know yourself best, so bump the negative opinions of others. Now, I'm not saying completely disregard what other people have to say. There is a such thing called positive and constructive criticism. That's something completely separate. But if somebody's putting you down, if somebody's trying to make sure that you don't feel good about yourself, then understand that that person's opinion does not matter because your opinion of yourself matters most. What you think about yourself. So yes, 1, it has to start from you first. And 2, your opinion of yourself matters way more than the opinions of others. The third mindset is actually a mantra that I really strongly suggest you practicing every single day. Just read this mantra once a day. That mantra is this: I believe in myself regardless of what I think. I'll say it one more time because that sounds very confusing, I know. I believe in myself regardless of what I think. The biggest enemy when it comes to building your self-esteem is yourself. It's you. Because we all have that little voice inside of our heads that's trying to give us what's called negative self-talk. I'm guilty of this at times, and raise your hand, and if you're watching this, comment down below actually and say, I'm guilty of it too. We have this little voice inside of our heads that tries to beat ourselves up, saying things like, I am not good enough, nobody likes me, I'm not worth it, and nobody thinks I'm enough, and it's just constant self-sabotage. But what I want to stress to you is if you read that mantra every single day, I believe in myself regardless of what I think, you start to realize that even though I might think sometimes that I'm not enough, I still believe in myself. I still believe in myself to my core because I believe. Constantly saying to yourself, and when you read that every single day, one time when you wake up and one time when you go to sleep, so twice a day, when you read that twice a day, your mind starts to believe it. I was reading this book called Think and Grow Rich, and I'm going to suggest a link to it down below. And it talked about how as humans, we have this subconscious mind, and I'm not going to try to dive straight into it. But what I wanted to share with you from this point is that it teaches you that what you tell yourself constantly, you begin to believe. So if you believe that you're not enough, if you constantly tell yourself, I am not enough, I think I'm not good enough, and you say it to yourself over and over again, you start to believe it, and it's hard to break out of that cycle. But if you start to believe in yourself and you say things to yourself like, I believe I am enough regardless of what I think, and you say it to yourself over and over again, over time you start to realize that, wow, I'm starting to believe in myself. I'm starting to feel better about who I am. And overall, your self-esteem starts to grow. I have bipolar depression. So there are times where my self-esteem is very low. But even during those low moments, because of these mantras that I practice, because of these mindsets, I understand that one, my self-esteem comes from me. And no matter what I think, I know I am more than enough. And I don't care about the opinions of others because my opinion matters most. And that always gets me back on my feet, out of that funk, and understanding that my self-esteem is freaking beast just the way it is. And it's only going to continue to grow the more I work on my mindset. And the longer you work on your mindset, the more your self-esteem continues to grow, and you start to love yourself and understand that you are way more than enough just the way you are. If you enjoyed those top 3 mindsets, then hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that way you're updated when I come out with new videos which help you live your best life with depression. And if you want to work directly one-on-one with me, then go to emmanueljones.com and schedule your free session today. I would love to work with you to help you live your best life with depression so that way depression no longer holds you back. All right, I think it's time to end the video. As I always say, do you stay swagalicious and keep smiling.